Hello and welcome to episode 6. We're on episode 6 now of Donut's Badminton Diaries. I can't believe that's flown by doing so many episodes. I've not even done them weekly. I am talking from the future because I've managed to do you fairly regular updates this week, but I just wanted to sort of get this check-in done on my intro because I can safely say it is 13 days to go until we leave for badminton, so I wanted to get that in now because any date checks back when I started this at this last week wouldn't be accurate. So without further ado, let's get into it. This is Donut. On the 2nd of July 2022, I brought this little orange horse home with me after being gifted him for £1. I started training him and he turned out to have lovely paces, a great jump and a fantastic attitude for eventing. Fast forward a year and a half and he qualified for Badminton Grassroots 100 on his first try. Now we are preparing for his biggest event yet. Welcome to Donut's Badminton Diaries. Hello and welcome back to Donut's Badminton Diaries. There's not going to be many of these left, guys, because this one will be episode 6. And it'll be going out when there's like 2 weeks to go. So I've actually only just put out episode 5 this morning. It's probably gone live about 15 minutes ago though, because I scheduled it. That was a nice close-up shot for you, wasn't it? So I thought I would attempt to do this in a bit more of a proper video diary format where we go day by day. So today is Wednesday. I detailed my plan for the rest of the run up to badminton in episode 5, so if you've not seen that, go check back. And first stage of my plan, I've got low air pressure, we'll wait till that stops. There we go, that's the air pressure up. I'm going to see if I can prop you. Sorry about that. Prop you up on my... There we go. Because I haven't got loads of time. So today is first stage of the plan, where I intend on getting an outing for dressage, show jumping and cross country in what is, as far as Donut knows, a competitive outing. So tonight we are going clear round show jumping, which I have not done clear round show jumping in so many years, but I'm actually really excited about this because they do it from 50 centimetres to 1.10 m. So I've been able just to enter, and I'm assuming I can just go dressed as I am. I'm not going to get told off for not being in show gear. It says you get rosettes, so maybe get a rosette if you go clear. Maybe that's the aim of the game. Yeah, we're off to do that. My times are, we're doing the metre 5, metre 10. Times are 7:47 for the metre 5, I believe, and then 7:59 for the metre 10, I think. Could be wrong, don't quote me. So I've just finished work and I've come to fetch in. I was going to get Maggie and Flint in as well, and it started raining, but Maggie decided that she wasn't going to let me catch her, so I was like, you can stay out till 10 p.m. when we get back. So yeah, just pulling the lorry out and I'll get Donny sorted on and ready to go. So tonight will be Donut's second ever try at a metre 10 course. He obviously heard his name and decided to bellow. Yeah, so this is going to be his second ever metre 10 show jumping round. His first one he did at Ousby in his first novice last season, our last event of the season, and I'm not really sure how we'll get on, but it'll be worth giving it a go. It'll be good practice. It'll be good to go and just jump 2 rounds. Right, how are you doing, Mr. Man? He says, I am traumatized because I am in alone. Do you need some cleanliness? Do you need a brush? He's says, poor hard done to pony with my bed that's not been put down yet. He says, hi guys. Right, I do actually really need to get going because it's gone 25 past 5 and I think I'm meant to be leaving at like 5:30. Best stick some tack in the lorry, eh mate? Okay, straight in at the metre 5, the biggest round he's jumped this year. And also I actually realised just sort of as we got there that this was the first time he'd ever jumped competitively indoors, which I always think is a bit of a shock to the system for them because it's often a lot more spooky. You can see he's quite fiery, so in the warm-up I didn't have enough power, so then I added in some power, but then it felt like a little bit of a fine line between having enough power and not sort of running. But he was doing a fairly good job. And the other thing that was odd with this course, it was lovely, it was run really, really well, and it was really relaxed, which was fabulous. But it was just a little bit strange that we actually only had one oxer, which was on the way out of the double. The rest of them were uprights, which I actually didn't find overly helpful because oxers back donut off a little bit and make him jump a nicer shape, whereas he finds uprights quite difficult and challenging. So it was good to have the challenge. So after that, I was the only one in the metre 10 and last to go in the metre 5 because there was only 2 of us in the metre 5. So they said, oh, just stay in here while we stick the fences up for you and then you can pop around again. So that's what we did. I was trying quite hard to keep the revs up but keep it steady, but you can see just sort of on the way to number 3 I saw sort of a bigger stride and I put my legs on and it sort of made him rush a little bit, and then that set the tone for the course just a tad where he was a bit forwards, and you can see I was really struggling with that line from I think it was 5 to 6 on the way into the double, and it was the second time we'd had that front rail down. And then we're just flattening here and he's just clipping stuff down with his hind legs. And it's good that we're sort of going forwards, but we don't need to be going that forwards. And that's when it all sorts of goes a little bit careless. So obviously we're doing a clear round jumping. So with that in mind, I just thought, right, let's just do a circle and try to recalibrate a little bit and just steady down. And this is why we're out to have the practice, because we don't have that much ring practice together. He doesn't have that much ring practice at all in the first place. And he's very willing, but it is quite tricky. And you can see he's quite a keen bean. And I think he'd have backed off at that brown one if it was an oxer. And then what I actually did was I paid for a third round so I could just jump around again and try and rectify my mistakes. So there, I'm just trying to ride him a little bit softer, a little bit more settled. He was ever so slightly tired, so he wasn't jumping as big over them, but he was jumping a bit better. And I finally rectified my issue with this line and managed to jump into this double cleanly. He was making up distance, so we actually had to sort of make a bit of space. Here you're going to see me overfold too much, and I sort of made too much effort and he just didn't get high enough over it. I do honestly think that if some of these were oxers, he'd probably sit up a bit more, but that's beside the point. Like, he should learn to be careful even with them as uprights. And I found it a really valuable outing to sort of get the practice in the arena. Even though we didn't jump clear rounds, it was good practice. Oh, there we go. So it is not the same day as it just was for you guys. It's the morning after the night before. Just need to lock my lorry. There we go. That's her locked. And yeah, he was a really good boy. We didn't get any clear rounds, but there was certainly quite a bit to work on. And you're a good boy, Mummy. We just need to practice now. We got back very late last night. It was like just before 10 p.m. So we unpacked the lorry and sorted out, but left it locked up, and then I've just put it away before doing morning chores. Mama's on hay-net duty. You say good morning?
No.
Oh, apparently looking fresh-faced isn't the thing this morning. Ponies have just had their breakfast, so I've started having breakfast now, and we're ready to get on with the day because it's beautiful and blue sunny skies. Boy, he's like, oh my god.
I know, Donut. You're a good lad, though.
He is a good boy. Okay, so on Thursday, Donut had his teeth done. He had his dental appointment. Now, usually for grown-up horses like Donut is 11 years old now, or this year, I should say. They usually have their teeth done about once a year. Donut actually has a overbite, or sometimes more commonly known as parrot mouth, which means that his top set of teeth aren't directly in line with his bottom set of teeth. They're slightly further forward than his bottom set of teeth. And Amy actually reckons it's improving slightly, which is amazing. And it's nothing major, but it does mean that he has a dentist appointment twice a year instead of just once a year to make sure that we're really keeping on top of it. As you can see, this is Amy, my dentist. I actually know Amy from college way back in the day when we did our level 3 extended diploma in horse management. And then we headed off and did our individual degrees. And obviously she trained to be an equine dentist. And she does a really super job of looking after them. If you've never seen this before, it's very common practice for them to have the teeth done. They have this gag on, which means that they can keep their mouths open. Amy can get her arm in to have a feel of his teeth. And then they have their teeth rest down because horses' teeth continue growing. It does slow down as they get older. A young horse needs the dentist much more often than an old horse. But you know, that phrase long in the tooth comes from horses because their teeth do get a bit longer as they get older. And if they don't have their teeth rasped down, they end up with sharp edges and hooks and all sorts of problems that make it very uncomfortable and can cause issues where they don't eat or they can't gain their weight. So he gets loads of breaks with the gag closed, and then that's him done. Obviously, this is a very speedy version. It doesn't happen this quickly in real time, but I just got a few short clips for you where you can see, and he is a super good boy to have it done, and Amy says his teeth are in great shape. Bruise update. It's really like going for it now. So I'm hoping it'll be gone soon. Anyway, Donny's had his teeth done. I also had the sheath cleaner here today. I didn't video that because, you know, protect Donut's dignity, so everybody had that done. So I feel like we're well on our en route to an MOT for them. I've not worked him today, so I actually felt last night that he was really good, he was really forward and the works, but I actually felt like his muscles didn't have the spring. He didn't have the spring, and I don't think his muscles had the spring as such. So I think his muscles are a bit fatigued. But then when I looked at it yesterday, he did his first jump on the 17th of March. Yesterday was 17th of April. So not only has he done his first jump and whatnot in the last month, he's done 2 events and all the preparation for that. So he's done quite a lot. And at this stage, I'm looking at it and I'm thinking he's probably got a little bit of delayed onset muscle soreness. And I think we've kind of kept going and it's probably not going away. So I'm taking a bit of a punt at this stage. He's had days off on the run up. He had the weekend off after competing at Burnham, but I'm also going to give him 3 days off now. So he's had today off, obviously had his MOT, he's had stuff done with him. He's going to have tomorrow off, and then I'll make an assessment as to whether I hack him or not on Saturday. But I think I'll probably give him Saturday off and then hack him on Sunday. We'll see. I'll make a decision. Like, for me, I desperately want to be like, let's go dressage school, let's do some strength training, let's do this, that and the other. But actually, he needs the time for his muscles to stop and grow. And he has been getting mini breaks, but he hasn't had anything like what he'd have had if he'd been in work since, well, first intention was to keep him in work all winter. That didn't happen. If he'd have, you know, just come into work in January, he'd have had a week off here, a week off there, which would have given the muscles time to grow along with his normal days off. Whereas he's not really had more than 2 days off at all. Whereas this week he's had 2 days off at the weekend, then he's lunged, he's hacked, he's jumped, and then I'm going to give him another 2 or 3 days off. And it may or may not pay off. It may be that he actually would have benefited from doing more training, or it may be that actually we really get to see the benefit of the training we've done so far because his muscles have a good bit of time to repair and recover. So I'll let you know how that goes as the week goes on. It's a Friday evening, the something 10th of April, and I just need to readjust my wheelbarrow, there we go. And en route down or around to the canter shack. I'm actually just walking past the horses' fields now. Hi Mixie, I've not got any food, sweetheart. Good girl. Good egg. And yeah, like I say, walking to the middle of the canter circle because my landlord has very kindly mowed it for us. Hello sweetie, are you trotting with us? And it means that I can put a dressage arena out the back. So I've got some wire so I can make a straight line, and the arena stuff's around the back. Oh, I just dropped the barrow. Yeah, the arena stuff's around the back there, I think. Not quite sure. I'll have a look when I get there. Looked like it when I had a ride around the other day. So we'll get it all set up. Wave to Magsy. Okay, we're here in what I'm hoping will be my summer playground. I promised to do you like a yard tour at some point if you guys would be interested. So we've got part of it mowed, not all of it is mowed. Around the perimeter of here is a 500 metre canter circle, and there are some, I've seen better days, but there are some national hunt fences, like chasey, quite big brush fences there, and it's actually what backs onto my field. So there is a small 20 by 40 all-weather arena, obviously for badminton. One, we need to be riding on grass, just as standard for eventing, and two, we need a 20 by 60. So we're going to put it out now and get it strewed out. So I'll put you on time lapse now. I'm not convinced you could see very much, but long arena is up. We've just been exploring out here. Obviously there's the sort of national hunt style fences, 3 in a row. We're having to be careful because there are rabbit holes around the place, so we've walked to the arena. This space has been mowed as well, and I've come across a load of retro jumps, and they may be retro, but they do the job. There's some dead ones. We've sorted out the live ones and the poles, and there's a few more jumps here. So job for tomorrow or in the future is to come and build my jumping playground. What do you think, Mum?
It's lovely.
She thinks I'm boring. And then here is the dressage arena. Here is the dressage zone. And here is the grid work jumping zone. And over there on the gallopy bit and near Flinty is the gallopy zone. And there with those jumps, if there's no rabbit holes, is the gallopy and jumpy zone. So that'll do. So yeah, I'll show you the arena. It's all marked out. Made it as even as possible. Okay. Yes, I will. And there's a couple of rabbit holes here. There's a very large one there. But other than that, we're pretty a-okay, and I don't think that's going to be in the way of any dressage moves. So we'll be okay. And there's a couple of these little portable-y type fences. I won't take Donut over them because he would knock them down because they're not fixed down. Yeah, that gives you a bit of a vibe of the training that's going to go on over the next few days and weeks. Yeah, I need to get Mum a little bench now to sit at sea when she comes and helps me. In the meantime, there's a little perch on the log. So yeah, all good. It's very windy because we're on top of a hill. You can't really tell from here. Let me go show you the view. I can't see the view amazingly well because I'm much lower than I usually am sat on a horse. But basically it goes woo and down. And then obviously back up again over there. The hill gallops are just there. So we hack to them and it's very good for getting him fit. Hey Loki! Ooh! Ah! I wanna know, whoa, if you'll come to call, la 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 la. Good boy, good boy. Come on then. Dee dee dee. Good boy. Very good. This is an adjustment we've made since losing Titan. I used to obviously walk them in 2 pairs. Got 2, 3. So far so good, but I'm going to put the camera away now because I still don't fully trust him to do this. Good eggs. It is Saturday evening. Oh, Tony. There we go. He looks a bit more impressed now. Good boy. I've decided today is a good day to take him out for a ride because he's actually been quite sprightly. Good boy. Ooh. Can I get on while holding on to this? I know people do like a 2 sec there, at least I'm not holding while the camera is getting on challenge. I mean, to be fair, I've got galloping length stirrups and a very small block behind me. Good boy. Yeah, so today is get back to it day. So he's had 2 days off and then obviously he had 2 days off after Burnham as well. I didn't know if I was going to ride him today or not, but he seems really, really sprightly now. So we're just going to go for a hack, literally buckle ending him at the moment. And I'll give him a walk, chocolate and canter, but nothing exertive. And I'm hoping tonight it's going to be the first night out. But I have just had to do that pit stop at the yard. I tacked him up in the field. And I've had to do a pit stop at the yard to get the flies off him. With some fly spray obviously, because there was these teeny tiny midgy things that weren't very pleasant. I don't know what time it is, probably about 6:30. I've been on a hypnotherapy course all day today. I am very nearly, I've got 2 more weekends left I think. That's it. And then I will be a qualified hypnotherapist for all your hypnotherapy needs. So I'll probably talk more about that at some point. In the meantime, we're off. We're heading down towards the grass gallops actually to start our hack off. There we go. Every time I look at these, I just think I really don't think I'd want to be sat on a fresh, young, racing thoroughbred in one of those. I just don't think it looks so exciting. So these are the grass gallops. They go all the way around the edge of this field. It takes quite a long time to get round, even in canter. I'm assuming they'll cut the grass soon, but they're still quite nice. Danny likes them. Good boy. That was a nice little canter. I actually had some breaks today. Boy. So we're now going for a little ride down this hill. Good boy. And then, if I remember rightly, it's really soggy at the bottom, so I'm just going to turn around and ride him back up the hill so that he gets to work his booty. Good boy. Got my phone zoomed out so you can actually appreciate how long his neck is for a change. They tried to put you on the cover of Vogue, but your neck was too long. It gets very short, very crick when he goes tense, but it's actually quite a nice length of neck for his size when he's chilling out. Hey, Tony? Good boy. This is great for his agility as well. I don't know if I can go and ride up that steep a bit. Maybe ask somebody first. I think this is meant to be like a point of special views or something. You know, like a nice view. It's a very beautiful view. You can see quite a lot. Good boy. You just do the walkie-walkie. Whoop. Good boy. There we go. Boy. Good to practice on all terrains. When I first started coming here and riding down the hills and whatever, I thought I was going to die on all of them because we lived somewhere very, very flat before, and they were all struggling to walk downhill. Not the most nimble-footed, but they're getting much, much better now. I can come down on a loose rein and they sort themselves out, which is lovely. Quick twizzle around while my phone was away and we're heading back up. I really fancy going up that steep bit. I feel like cantering them up, if that would be good. But walking is equally as good for their bottom muscles. And we'll make a start with the slightly less steep bit. You're a good boy. It's actually being really good to say we've literally just done a U-turn and going home. I thought it'd be a bit more giddy. Good boy. You hear him blowing a little bit. This is why walking them up and down hills is so good. We can spend hours on a flat gallop and not get the workout that you can get from a hill. You're a good boy. And obviously it's a lot lower impact on his body than running. Obviously the running's important too, but if we can do both, even better. What a beautiful evening. Stunning. Absolutely stunning. Good boy. And just like that, we are just coming around to the gallops. Well, not the gallops, this is the canter circle. Gallops, like I said, is up there. Obviously, a bit of a hack away. Good boy. Few jumps. Oh, the rest of it's been cut out here. That's exciting. I can have a play with these, see what I can make of them. Good boy. There are the little jumps I found. I'm going to turn into a bit of a grid, I think. And then we're just approaching my little arena that I made last night. And I did school Maggie in it this morning. It was really nice to have like a proper dressage arena to ride in. Come on then, Tony. You can have a walk around. He says, oh my goodness, with proper corners. The only thing we do have is a big old rabbit hole there. But I can ride around that easy enough. It's not that scary, sweetheart. Good boy. Yeah. I always think 20 by 60 seems extensively long. Like seriously, a long way from one end to the other. Centre line always looks very long. But I guess it's half the length again, isn't it, compared to a 20 by 40. Yeah. We have a nosy round here. There's Maxie in the field. Got a lovely sunset going on. You hear that? Hi, Flint. Hello, it is a Saturday and I've just got home from my course to ride. It's obviously glorious weather again, still chilly enough to be in a jacket, and I thought I'd start off with gorgeous Mr. Donny, who is looking pretty glorious. That's not a very nice angle. It's not actually stood very nice. Can you stand up square? There's no, I'm just chilling. And he was actually schooling quite nicely. I was just warming up, walk, trot, canter, had a canter on both reins. And can you see? If you cannot see, I shall show you a little bit better. Look at the twist on that. That's mental. And what's even more mental is he was just trotting along gently, working in, and I felt him just slightly overreach. Got his overreach boots on. Don't panic about that because I know he is a rangy little boy. Wait, here we go. As you can see, he wears overreach boots 24/7. And I heard the little sort of overreach clink and felt him ever so slightly, but then he carried on, and then I watched the dental impression flying along the side of me. So I thought, that's great. So jumped off, grabbed the shoe, led him back from arena, and just untacking him now. Good boy. You look so upset. Okay, buddy. Says life is not good. My exercise stopped halfway through. So I'm going to untack him, rug him up, and I'm going to run and grab some bet wrap and a hoof boot. I'm just going to wrap his foot and contact James and ask him if he could possibly come out tomorrow or sooner, if he could, to re-put that back on. He's actually booked for shoes a week tomorrow, but I'd pulled his shoeing forwards. He normally goes 6 weeks, and I've pulled it forwards to 5 weeks already, so that obviously he's not being shod on the morning of leaving for badminton. So I don't think James is going to want to pull it forwards another week, but I'll give him the option. I don't think he's had major hoof growth. I don't think he needs much taking off, so you can't see him very well with the grass anyway. Alright, buddy. He says if I'm going to be stood here, you might as well at least scratch me, because there's these horrible little flies all over me. Good boy. Yeah, so that's the update for today. He was actually going pretty sweetly, other than the fact that we've just removed our shoe. He must be the Hulk, having enough power to twist a steel shoe. I think they're made of steel. Don't know. That easily while just trotting along. But luckily, the good thing is, Danny, will you pick your leg up for me, sweetie? He says I will, but you're doing it like an idiot. Luckily, if I show you, it's obviously got mud on it at the minute. Shall we bring a foot forwards? There we go. He's not damaged his foot at all, because James is a wizard like that. He nails his shoes on really quite high, and then when it comes to taking them off, the foot doesn't seem to break away. So obviously there's a danger if they go on too high. You go past the bit where it's not sensitive and get to the sensitive part. That's where the accuracy of an expert farrier comes in. Here we go, hoof boot and vet wrap. Obviously not ideal, but hopefully we'll have that shoe put on pretty quick, and at least he's done some work today. He doesn't necessarily need it wrapping, but I'm just going to be belts and braces because he's actually taken it off the foot that had the thin sole on it, so I don't want to risk him getting a bruise. I'm not worried about him getting a bruise from the riding I've just done, because I literally stopped him as soon as I felt the shoe come off. And then I led him back all the way on the grass, so should be fine. It's just one of those things. Okay, so it is now Tuesday. I last checked in on Sunday when Donut pulled his little shoey shoe off, which is here somewhere. Why are you looking at me?
We're not having shoey shoes. We'll have a shoe.
Soz.
Just a shoe.
Just a shoe. He pulled his shoe off. Say hi, Donny. Good boy. And yeah, it was a little bit inconvenient. So he ended up having yesterday off. I've actually made the most of the time while his shoe's been off to put some Keratex on his foot, you know, just be safe rather than sorry. I've lunged him this evening. Shall insert clip. Oh, no. Don't.
Oh, Nettie!
Okay, just to give you context of what I've just spotted happening. Donut's just had a poo in my trainers. Thanks, Donut. I love you dearly. We will deal with that later. So where was I? Yeah, he had yesterday off. I put Keratex on his foot, and today I've used a hoof boot. There it is. And he's just had a spin on the lunge, and I'm going to insert a clip now.
Just take my hand. You are so young and bright. 기다리는데 왜 모르니? Yeah, I'm ready. One step 달려와줘. Like a lila. 날 사랑한다고. 가져왔던 떨림마저 저 바람결에 사라지는 것. 내려서 잠깐 걸을거. Yeah. 설레는 그날 눈부시게 빛난 모래 위 걸음 slow down. 모든 게 좋아. Sunshine, shine. Just take my hand. You are so young and bright. 기다리는데
So obviously you went very nicely on the lunge. Something else I've been doing, I used Poppy Weber, Day in the Life of a Saddle Fitter. I used her guide, her YouTube video, to map Donut's back on the 21st of February. I don't know if that'll be flipped around or not. So I bought the paper, I bought the thingy water, and I mapped it. So I'm going to now remap it and see if he's changed shape particularly. I personally don't think he's changed shape loads. Maggie actually looks like she's changed shape quite a bit, so her map will be interesting. But it's just a good gauge on how the muscle's improving, to see if there's any asymmetries going on. Thank you. See if there's any asymmetries going on, and if there are any major changes, it gives us a bit of a hint.
Nutty, move over.
With the saddle. Nutty's like, get off of me, woman.
Yes, you boot everywhere.
So it's just a useful tool. Obviously, saddle fitters do it, but there's no reason why I can't do it myself as well. So I'm going to do that, just as a little checkup, given we're on MOT week. Hey, Donut. And then tomorrow, James is coming out to put his shoe back on. He was due to have shoes on Monday because I didn't want to push him past badminton, and he was due 6 weeks on badminton week. So James has just said we might as well completely reshoe him. So that is what's happening tomorrow. Right, let's map your back, my darling.
Step down and watch out. I can't rely myself.
So there we go. It's as easy as that. We're just taking 3 thingies from T8, T10 to T18, which basically is like the number of vertebrae. So this area of his back is the thoracic region, and there's 18 of them. So they start up here, but cervical to here, and then they start once they get up here to your longer ones when you think of their spine, until you get to their lumbar spine. So they then have numbers for each one. They are linked to the ribs lightly, and that's just a region of where we take the grafty thingies. I'll let you go to Poppy's video if you want to learn how to do this yourself. I'm not a saddle fitter, so I cannot explain it, but I can follow instruction on how to do it. And then here we can actually see a nice progressive improvement. So I've labelled this T10 here, which is the second one we took, and in February it took this slightly lower line, and then 2 months later, 23rd of April, it's taking this higher line. It's not perfectly symmetrical, but to be honest, I didn't have him completely square, so I'm not panicking about that, and it still looks overall fairly symmetrical. T8, which is the first one we took, this is February, much slimmer line than this one, which we did today. And then the last one, it looks like I've put these two a bit higher, so it's harder to compare. Again, some mild top line growth, which is good. So all heading in the right direction. Hey, Donut? Donut says it is time to go out to my field for din-dins. Good boy. So I guess that is the last update for this week as well. Horses are now out, if possible, which I think that changed. Was it Saturday night? Yesterday daytime? I think I said earlier it's Wednesday. It's not, it's Tuesday today. Just remembered. So yesterday, Monday, it rained all day, so they were in during the day. But I am trying to have them out at night because it is a bit better. I can't say that it feels like spring. There's Maxie. It doesn't. I must admit, it feels like it should be the end of March and the event season's only just getting going. And actually, it is kind of only just getting going, but it's into a fair chunk of it now. We're hitting May, so when I started looking at my planning, I thought, actually, I'm almost getting my eyes on the end of the season now, which seems absolutely ridiculous, but needs must to make sure that we're going to hit our goals. So yeah, I was debating, do I keep him coming in until badminton, because obviously he's going to be in the stables there, but they'll probably still have time in the day. He is happiest turned out, and when we go away we're going to be leaving Flint and Maggie out, so I want them acclimatized to being out ideally before before I leave them. I don't want just to go off, leave somebody else looking after them, and then them to not acclimatise to being out while they're not under my watchful eye. Not to say the person who's looking after them isn't capable and knowledgeable, but you know, they're precious to me. So yeah, that is it. It is officially 2 weeks to go now, less than 2 weeks, 13 days until we leave for badminton on the Monday. And by this time in 2 weeks we will have done our dressage, because that is the very last piece of information to give you. The draw has happened and I haven't actually looked myself, but Mum has figured out that we're going to dressage sort of Tuesday afternoon, sort of later on, about 2/3 of the way into it. I'll have my times later on, but we've at least got a bit of an idea. So that is very exciting. We know our number now, I think. What number am I? 56? 64? 56, I think. Don't hold me to that though. Anyhow, we are effectively 13 days to go, and hopefully everything is on track as it could be. He looked great on the lunge despite only having 3 shoes on, so keep your fingers crossed for us, and we will see how it goes. There's not going to be many more updates. So thank you so much for watching, and I will catch you soon.